Are you like triggering people with emotion? Are you triggering people with like, I can't believe what he did with his blank? Or how are you triggering people?
And the more I look at the data, the more I realize that this approach to selling with email is very effective. I mean, I'm getting 50% open rates and plus on a sales email.
I'm also curious about how you structure the actual email itself, because that sounds like a major component to what you're doing.
I'm just one of the people who would love to, create a good experience for an audience, whether that's on email or on social media, whatever.
All right, boys and girls, we've got Monica Badiu in the house today, and we're going to help clean up your email conversions. Monica did over $3 million in course sales in 2023, so big congrats. And it's all about copywriting. It's all about copywriting. How to get someone to open your email, how to get someone to read the email, how to get someone to click the email, and how to get someone to buy the thing. So we're going to go deep. We're going to go hard. And Monica, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here, Mark, and I'm looking forward to your questions.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to your answers because I need you to save me. I need you to save me. Save my open rates. Save my CTR. Help me convert. Let's go. Let's get into it. But actually, I am curious, Monica, how did you get into email copywriting in the first place? How did you find your lane? Was it just like one day you opened up and you're like, oh, I just made $1 million from getting people to open up? Like, how did you get to where you're at today?
Wouldn't that be awesome? So I've been in marketing since my early 20s, almost like 17 years ago. And I started with SEO, I did blogging, and I kind of found myself as a manager for a fashion brand, and I did everything. One of those things happened to be email marketing. But it wasn't until 5 years ago when I decided I just want to specialize, because I've been a unicorn for so many years. It just gotten so difficult to keep track of all the new changes, all the new strategies. So I found some guys who were specializing in sales funnels, and I've tried a couple of different jobs with them, like account manager, strategist, sales funnel audit person, and copywriter. And the copywriting thing felt the most natural kind of job for me and for my skills and for my interest. And I've been selling stuff for so many years. I just didn't realize I could just kind of connect it, with copy and data and the actual channel like email marketing. And I find all these three elements so fascinating.
What was the aha moment for you where you're like, whoa, we just had a huge conversion, right? Because it feels to me like when we're building up our skill set, it's like years of trudging through the muck, trying to get it, nothing's working. And then all of a sudden you have that aha moment. What was your aha moment with email copywriting?
It was actually recently. So like many copywriters, I have a lot of imposter syndrome, and I kept track of like all the results. And for agency clients, for freelancing clients, for consultancy clients, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that what I was doing was so effective that it was generating millions per year. So last year, I hired a podcast PR agency, and they did a bio, and they wrote there that Monica helps course creator generate 7 figures with email marketing. And I actually started to count things like how many promotions did I write this year, and how many funnels, and what were the results. And then it was multiple 7 figures. And I was like, oh my God, wait, I'm actually onto something. And the more I look at the data, the more I realize that this approach to selling with email is very effective. I mean, I'm getting 50% open rates and plus on a sales email.
Is that cold? A cold email you're sending out?
Well, no, it's not cold. It's to an email list with warmed up people.
Okay.
So it's audiences who know who you are. They've actually signed up to receive your content. But 50% open rate on a sales email, it's not something that's very normal for the industry. And the bigger the list, the lower the open rate. especially when it comes to sales emails.
Right.
So my aha moment is actually every month when I look at what I've been writing and the results, and I draw the lessons from there. And recently I joined the copywriting community, and we're kind of comparing results. And I'm like, what do you mean this is not normal? What do you mean this is awesome? So yeah, it's every month or so I've been getting aha moments, because it's amazing what you can do, right? With good marketing, good value to your audience, a really good offer, and then just using the tactics of persuasion and sales copywriting. I know, feels like I have the world, at my fingertips.
It really is amazing. And by the way, with like YouTube, for example, there are times where a specific time I had a video about hiring a virtual assistant. I produced this video about 5 years ago when I was in my old guest bedroom, and I was on a little webcam with it was a ridiculous setup, but it's kind of fun to see where we're at now versus where we were. Anyway, at the time, I was just recording these YouTube videos, and I had this video about how to hire a virtual assistant, and it just didn't really do that much. It wasn't taking off. It wasn't getting a ton of views. So I went in a week later. I changed the title. I changed a few words in the title, a few words in the description. All of a sudden, it blew up. And now that video has over 500,000 views. I think it's like 600,000 views now on one video, converting affiliates, converting traffic. And it was just that was kind of an aha moment for me, where I said, wow, one word, two words could really make all the difference when it comes to getting the views, to getting the reads, to getting the open rates. I am curious on your case, Monica. 50% sales open rates. What are some keys? What are you doing to get 50% open rates on these emails?
I'm actually building the case study right now. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just this course creator who has like a really strong personal brand. And my initial assumptions were, well, they love him. That's why they're opening his emails, even though they know it's a sales email. But that's not exactly true, because he only sends like one promotion per month and not that many individual campaigns in between. So it's not like he's building rapport with them in between their promotions. His email list is growing, and he has lots of new people joining his email list every month. So that means that a lot of the people on the email list seeing the sales emails, they're pretty new, so they haven't really fallen in love with him yet.
Does he have like a long nurture sequence that he sets people up with? So once they join, they go through a nurture sequence, and
it's like
a lot of automation.
7 days. It's not a long one, with an extension to 14 days if they don't buy the offer in the welcome sequence. And his email list is around like 50K. So I thought maybe it's just a very particular case, right? It's this amazing ideal scenario. So I looked at another client I work with, and I looked at the promotions I wrote for him in the last 12 months. It's about almost 20 promotions, and their email list is over 100K. And the average open rate on those sales emails is 49 point something percent.
Wow.
So there's something there that's really good. And one of the key elements that I kind of like, I'm very, very particular about this. The email promotions I write, they're not flash sales. I actually don't like to write flash sales. It's because they're just like, random stuff. It's the middle of the summer and we get an email, hey, buy this because it's 50% off. Some people are going to open that, they're going to click, but you are lacking the reason why they should pay attention to your offer. So the email promotions I write, they're actually longer, and it's about 1 week and a half. And there's a lot of problem awareness involved there. So it's all about, you are the person who needs help. I'm not here to move my product. I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to deliver the value. If you connect, if you find this content relevant and you're curious about how I helped others solve, then yeah, you have this product, you have this course, there's a discount. But it isn't the discount that leads the sales conversation. It's the problem awareness of the audience with a little bit of agitation. Like, here's how this unsolved problem is actually creating other problems. And then it's coaching and empowering the reader. We're talking about false beliefs, personal limitations, industry myths, objections to the actual product. So it's a longer journey than 2 days, you know?
I want to be a little bit specific here, particularly on the open rate part. So you're not doing flash sales like, hey, 50% off, buy now. You're not doing that.
No.
Are you like triggering people with emotion? Are you triggering people with like, I can't believe what he did with his blank?
No,
or how are you triggering people?
I'm not doing clickbait. So
Okay.
I've done clickbait for other brands because that was their tone of voice, but I know it doesn't feel right. And what I do is I talk about the problem and I talk about the desire they have. So, hey, business owner, struggling to get clients. Hey, Monica, are you terrified of looking at your bank account yet? Are you stuck in the summer slump? Are you planning Q4 yet? So it's basically, where are you right now? The context, what's happening with you at this specific time in the year. And then I add the pain point or problem or desire they have. So that would be the entry point. For curiosity, I actually use social proof, but not in a way that is clickbaiting. It's more like, Monica made 10K with this. Find out how. Because
Okay.
I've found out that it's very easy to use clickbait to get the open, but you're not necessarily going to get the click or the purchase because you're not qualifying the reader. So when you go with like clickbait, I can't believe they did this. Yes, you're tapping into the curiosity and it's like, I want to see this, but you're not really qualifying the reader for what he's going to read there, right? You don't know if he's a business owner. You don't know if he has that specific problem you're going to talk about in the email.
Right. The open rate is important because it drives the other metrics. But if someone's just opening it because they're like, oh, wow, and then this isn't what I signed up for,
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bait and switch type of problem, and they bounce out of the email. So that's interesting how direct you are in those email subject lines. I think that's interesting. I'm also curious about how you structure the actual email itself, because that sounds like a major component to what you're doing.
The easiest way I can explain this is I use the problem agitate solution framework. So I use it for each email. Hey, you have this problem. And by repeating the problem they have, that helps the reader identify themselves from the beginning of the email. They're not going to read every word, but they're going to skim it. And I want them to know from the beginning that email is designed for them. I'm qualifying them from the beginning. So that's the problem you have. Now, why is this problem important to solve? That's where I talk about the agitation part. Well, if you don't get a new client by Q4, what's going to happen with your employees? Will you have enough cash flow to cover for, Christmas bonuses? Or is this year going to be another bad year for you? Agitation, then solution. Well, you could try and just ignore it and hope it just solves itself by itself. You could just wait and get a loan and pay those bonuses, or you can actually use the summer to start planning for Q4 and make sure that your marketing is on point to get the influx of new clients that Q4 usually comes with. So when December hits, you're not going to have to beg the bank to give you a loan. You're not going to waste your nights, restless, sleeping, wondering how will you pay the interest or whatever. You're going to wake up in December. You're going to feel good about your business. happy that you can deliver that abundance for your audience, and you're going to be able to enjoy the holiday stress-free with your family. So problem, agitation, solution, and with a soft sell at the end. If you're looking for a roadmap to help you make the most of Q4 right now, then check out this course. 10,000 other people just like you, business owners, have tried it, and they're saying things like one testimonial and then a button that says, depending on where they are in the funnel or awareness, it's going to be buy now, enroll now, start here, learn more, see what's included. And that's kind of it.
I mean, that's everything. You just broke down the entire process. This is awesome. So let me repeat it here so I can get this over to my team ASAP so we can start converting and then hire you when it doesn't work. So first, we define the problem just so they say, okay, yep, this is the problem I have. Two, we agitate it by saying, hey, if you don't solve this problem, what's that going to cost you? What's the challenges you're going to encounter? So you kind of like paint the picture of what it's going to be like, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I don't want that. Then you propose, hey, I've got the solution here. If you don't get the solution, this is where you're going to be. If you do get the solution, this is where you're going to be, right? So you're kind of doing some compare and contrast, right?
Yep.
Here's the button, and then here's a testimonial from 1 out of the 1,000 people that have tried our solution.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the basic version of that. Yeah, exactly. And
then once they click button, then they go into the funnel.
Yeah.
Like I guess the funnel landing page, right? Or the sales page, I guess you would say.
Yeah. The sales page. And what I try to do every time I write a new promotion is I want to make sure that the email copy I write reflects some of the copy on the sales page. Like a really easy way to write your sales emails is to look at your sales page and just break down your sales page into different topics or tackling beliefs or concerns, right? So you normally have the above the fold, which is where you usually announce, hey, this is for, and here's what this is, like a big promise, it's on sale, whatever. That can be one email in itself if you want. You can do that easily. Then you have the next section, which is problem, agitate, solution, which is, hey, are you this person? Then you have this problem and you have to solve it because la, 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 la. And here's the solution. And so on and so on. So you can actually recycle the sales page. And the closer you get on the sales page to the, buy now call to action, that also is reflected in your email promotion. So in the last 2 days of your email promotion, you're going to talk about the money back guarantee, the bonuses, the features, benefits, some coaching, like the frequently asked questions. So you're actually using whatever is happening around the final call to action button on your sales page. So you can do that too with your emails.
Well, and it strikes me that this is important because you want to build momentum with every click, right? Yep. Because if they're clicking, okay, I want this, then they land there, you're immediately promising what I promised you, you're in the right place. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep reading. And like you said, having similar language, similar promises, similar problems that you're agitating all along the way from the first time they see the Facebook ad, the first time they get the email, the first time they're on the sales page, all throughout, we're kind of agitating those same problems.
Yeah. I mean, with email, you can, the opinions there are like varied. Some people say you have to use the email to pre-qualify the audience so that when they get on the sales page does the actual conversion so they buy. So your goal is to just get them curious enough to open the email and then curious enough to click the button so they would convert on the sales page. But what I've also tried is the opposite, like using the email to convert. So if they do click, they go there to actually buy it rather than, I wonder what's in here. And obviously this is marketing, so you need to test this with your audience. And it usually works better towards the end of the promotion because I'm building this as a journey, like the buyer journey. It's like in the beginning, you're only going to talk about the problem because that's where your audience is at. Even if they subscribe to your email list, it's been a while. And if they got something free from you, like a lead magnet or something, their initial problem awareness is already relieved. So you need to bring them back into the problem they have. But because we're humans, we choose to ignore, because if it's not painful enough, we don't have any motivation to solve it. That's where like the agitation comes in, right? And putting things into perspective to remind them that you can try to solve this problem now, or you can wait 3 more months, and that's fine, but the problem is still going to be there unless you take action. So you have the problem awareness, you have solution awareness, and I'm not talking about the product yet. I'm just talking in general about the framework or the method, like learning online, we're doing group coaching, we're getting feedback. So I'm not selling the product yet. Only after these 2 stages, where I also list some of the other options they might have tried before, like solutions they have tried and maybe, I don't know, something didn't work. Only after that, I talk about the product. And then I move into the final stage of the awareness journey, which would be like consideration, right? So it's, well, here are some of the reasons you should consider our product. And the discount isn't like the primary reason you should look at our product. The discount is like a sweet cherry on top. And what I've seen in like these many years writing thousands of these emails, it's a very different route from what you'd normally see. And it's like a slow burn approach. You kind of can have this conversation with the reader. You're not just going straight for, oh my God, your discount is expiring. Get it now, get it now. And that kind of focus on value and one-on-one interaction really does make a lot of difference.
I'm curious about cadence or frequency, because, you know, if you're getting 50% open rates, that tells me that the people on that email list are, like you said, finding it valuable. They're like, okay, I'm going to open this email, kind of like with a newsletter or Substack blog. Like, I like this writer, I like this influencer, I want to see what they're up to. But if we're just selling all the time, people are going to be like, all right, it's another sales email, I can skip over that, right?
So you remember how I said this is like a buyer journey and you lead with the problem? You're only going to talk about the product and like the features, benefits, whatever towards the end. So what I do is like 8 promo emails and 3 warm-up emails. The warm-up emails is where I'm doing all the problem awareness stuff, the agitation, and then trickling down a little bit of the solution to drive curiosity, to show them what I'm about. So I'm not just hitting them with 11 or 8 promo emails without some context before. It's basically those 3 warm-up emails is where I'm getting the permission from the audience to actually hear my pitch. And it starts soft, then it goes harder as we're going towards the end of the promotion. So you can think of it as like the webinar approach if you want. You know, like you have some social proof, you have some qualification, you have teaching a lot of it. So I'm trying to do that as well, because it's, why would I open an email that I know is a sales pitch if I wouldn't know that there would be something for me? And I focus a lot on making each email valuable, even the promotional ones. It's not, hey, 3 reasons why you should buy this course. It's 3 reasons why you should solve this problem, or it's 3 reasons why this approach works, or it's 3 ways our students rocked their business because of this. It's not, hey, what's going to happen if you don't like our course? Is no, hey, here's what's going to happen if you don't take action now. Or, I know, tackling some other limiting belief. Like, will you actually be able to build the business you want? And we're going to talk about mindset and fears and connect it with something in the course. So each bit is actually delivering value, because I've been in the position of creating marketing copy that exploits the fears and the problems of the user. I've been in fashion for 5 years, and it felt so awkward and it felt terrible for me to write copy that was like, hey, do you want to look prettier or whatever, well, use our gowns or whatever. That's bad, you know. It doesn't add any value or doesn't shift perspective, doesn't add anything good to the life of the person who's reading that. And I try to make the emails respectful to the readers. And surprisingly, I do get pushback from some clients because they don't understand this approach. They're
Yeah.
like, but I want the click, but why aren't people going to the sales page? Why aren't they buying now, 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 now? Talk more about the discount, about the features and all of that. And I don't know, it's a personal belief that brands should respect their audiences. And I'm just one of the people who would love to, create a good experience for an audience, whether that's on email or on social media, whatever.
And I think that's really, it's really refreshing and really important. And I'm kind of at a phase in my career and in my business where I'm starting to be much more selective of clients that I work with, right? And if I'm going to work with a client, I want them to trust that, hey, Mark understands his craft. Mark knows how to get the views on YouTube. Mark understands the podcast sequencing that's going to save me the most time. Mark understands this. And if I have to work with someone who just wants to kind of do their own thing, I'm like, I don't, you could probably hire a VA to do that for you. I want to take on work that's exciting to me, that I have some creative freedom, and that I can test different things and try different things. That's just more rewarding. And I think that's the other thing. I only want to take on projects that I know I can be successful with. I don't want to take on a project just because it's more money. I want to take on a project because I'm confident that we can get a result here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's part of my selection process as well, because you need to have product market fit. You need to be
Yes.
someone who has demonstrated value and expertise in your industry. So that helps me become even better at what I do, because I align myself to your mission to help more people, right? And creating that impact is very motivating for me, because, everybody talks about how meaningful your job is. And I could be doing anything else. I mean, I'm certified and trained in like 5 other professions, but I want to do this because I feel like through helping these course creators enroll more of their audiences, I'm actually helping them create positive change in the world. Even if it's just like 100 students who bought the course, if 10% of those people finish the course and they achieve the outcome they're after, those 10 people, their lives is going to change.
Yeah.
And maybe the life of the people around them, that's going to change. So I want to be part of that rather than, saying, well, we made $1 more million from an email list that we don't really care about unless it's converting.
I love that. That's a big theme in Christianity. Just like giving a granola bar to a homeless person could set off a butterfly effect that can change the world in a really positive way. And I love that. I do think at the same time, because it's kind of funny when I work with like some of the big time entrepreneurs that I meet with and talk with, they don't like to talk about money at all, but money attracts people. People are like, okay, I want to make money that can change my life, which is true. Part of the problem though, that I've kind of fell into as well is chasing money leads to bad decisions. And I think that's what you've done a really good job of shining a light on, is you make bad decisions when you're chasing the money instead of chasing what's better.
What I've seen, and I've coached course creators for like 2 years, and what I've seen is everybody wants money for different reasons, but money isn't the end goal. It's what money can help you achieve. And what I've seen for the creators that are like, well, if I create more income for myself, it's not the income I'm after, it's the time freedom, it's the ability to scale my business, to hire more people, to outsource more stuff so I can focus more on what I love to do, versus the people who run the promotion I write for them, or they optimize their sales funnels, and the results are kind of like, if it's a good product market fit and they have the audience, like you're gonna see double the results quickly, which is like a lot of money in a very short time, and they get attached to the money. They start to forget about what the money can do for them, and they're working towards just making more of the money. And that is very risky because you're going into scarcity and lack mindset. And when you're in that position as an entrepreneur, you can't really scale your business with ease. You're just going to be obsessed about, why haven't I earned as much money this month as I did last month? And then you're always focused on the negative, forgetting that marketing is all about collecting data and learning from that data, optimizing, running the promotion again, optimizing, and so on.
Love this. This has been really good, Monica. I feel like you're my sister from another mother here. I feel like we could just chat and talk for hours about this mindset, which I think is really important, which I'm starting to finally figure out. But listen, y'all, we've been talking to Monica Badiu here. Definitely check her out on LinkedIn at, you guessed it, Monica Badiu. It's just like her name. Monica, where's another great place that we can find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I post weekly there, email teardowns, copywriting tutorials, and my seasonal podcast. I'm launching season 2 September 1st, and it's all about Black Friday, and I'm so excited. I'm going to have solo episodes, and I've also invited experts, and they're going to help me help you prepare for a really good Black Friday.
Love that. And, I do a lot of interviews, and it's rare that people will break down exactly what they're doing from A to Z. So listen, y'all, definitely check out Monica. Thanks for subbing to the show and being here today. And if I could leave you with one thing from personal experience, email is a game changer. If you're not doing email in your business, you need to seriously start thinking about it, because you're I don't know what else to say. You're leaving money on the table. I don't know. You leave money. Every time I promote a podcast on my email, I get more downloads. Every time I send an email, I get responses. And that's what we want in our business. Monica Badiu, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Mark, this was awesome. Thank you.